Alright, welcome back to another video. It is Friday, July 26th today. We're doing odd jobs today. The big odd job we are doing today, we have this 6430 here hooked up to our little Massey disc. This disc does not get used much in the fields anymore since we bought that turbo till. Just past the chopper there. But for this job it gets used a lot. So we're cleaning up the egg bags. As you will have known, we got 7 inches of rain so far in July. A lot of rain. Egg bags on dirt with that much rain, it's turned straight to mud. It's not looking good out there. We had an egg bag here. We just cleaned it up. Still a lot of cleanup to go, but yeah. So yeah, there's still a lot of cleanup to go. Gonna move these hydraulic hoses over. That's why I stopped. Notice that. There we go, that's a little better. So we're gonna try and clean all this up, level it all out, along with the ruts over there. We have 50 acres of hay down between new seeding and what we're gonna try and make dry hay. So we're gonna have a lot of bale wagons coming through here. We're looking at a lot of bales, 100 to 200 bales. If not more. Depends how the new seeding yields, but yeah, 200 bales, hauling them 10 at a time is like 20 loads. We're gonna get a little more aggressive than that, I'm sure, but a lot of loads to be hauled through here, so yeah, we're gonna get after it. But this next egg bag is much nicer. It's starting out because it's dried up a lot. And unfortunately, it's hard to tell, but as you go down that way, kind of slopes down and gets a little wetter. So over here, the egg bag's nice. I got to tidy it up a little bit, but I just opened it up, so that's why it's not quite how I like it. But we'll get there. Anyway, I'm gonna start disking and try and level everything out because it's kind of a mess out here right now. Yeah, the only way really to prevent it from looking like this would be a lot of gravel or concrete. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Just not doing that yet, but yeah, other than that, it's nice. Just when you get a lot of rain, everything turns to mud, and now we're trying to dry it all up. At one point I heaped up all the mud up there, and that helped dry things out a lot, but now we're gonna bring the piles back and spread them out. So let's get to it. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, that we gotta try and level out. Going nice and slow. Yeah. Leveling it out. While we're getting things leveled off. Yeah. Well, obviously, we'll be packing it down as we drive back and forth again. Yeah, it's hard, but at least if all the big holes are out of there, it shouldn't fill with water anymore. It's really hard just to keep dirt from getting wet and muddy. Especially loose dirt, and the other thing, especially good dirt. This is sandy loam soil, so when it gets wet, it's a bit messy. There you go, that looks a whole lot better. Yeah, it's a little bit of drying to do in there, and we'll have to get some of the plastic out, because the problem is when it gets really muddy, you can't get the bottom layer of plastic out of the bag, which is really unfortunate. Then it gets all in the dirt. Versus here, see it blew around a little bit, but you can keep on cutting the plastic shorter, then it works really good. So yeah, it's gonna dry out, now we can keep working in there, but it's a whole lot better than what it was. Yeah, long term, someday I'd like to be able to get all this cleaned up so We aren't driving on dirt to get feed. Even if it was gravel or something. But yeah, that's what we had to figure out someday, how exactly we'd want to do feed storage so I wouldn't have as many bales of baleheads or ag bags or whatever. Yeah, it's where it's nice to have the tower silos. You do have to climb them and deal with all that kind of stuff, but there isn't mud, or you don't have to start up a loader tractor to get stuff. So yeah, we'll have to see what we do someday, but for now we got this sorted. If we don't get too much rain, this bag should feed out really nice for us. It's a lot nicer than it was this morning. Very smooth. There you go, you can see the tire tracks. We're just gonna keep driving back and forth as we get silage from the ag bag, and that will help it pack it down. A little lower, I guess, but a fine line between trying to straight, nice along the bottom of the plastic of the bag, to limit how much you have to fork, and actually ripping a hole, through the bottom of the bag. But yeah, that works. The fact that I put gravel underneath the plow. It always sits in the same spot, so it's really nice not having grass grow up in between. You see some of the equipment over there, the grass kind of grows around it, or under it. You can't mow lawn under it, so that doesn't look as nice. Alright, it's after feeding now. You can see the cows are out. They're over there drinking water out of the tip tank. One of the last jobs we're going to do today. So we're going to climb this silo. It's right around 8 o'clock. We're going to climb this silo and change the doors. See the clothespins up there. This is an old Butler silo unloader went. You can see we've been battling it, so the belt slips, but also you can't turn it by hand too easy anymore. So yeah, we've been dealing with that. So we're gonna get a new winch put on this silo. The old Butler silo unloaders were a whole lot lighter than the Pat's ring drive that's in this silo now. So this one just doesn't quite have the lift capacity anymore, and yeah. This is 49 years old, original with the silo, so it's not really a big deal that it's worn out. Yeah. New ones, I believe, $3,500. There is a couple for sale on Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace that I was tempted to look at, but yeah, I don't know. See what we end up doing, but yeah, this thing is getting a little tired and wore out. Anyway, I think I lifted the silo unloader up out of the feed enough for me to change the door. Or I'm going to go down 2 doors, I think, so I'm going to do that now. Alright, time to change the door. We're in that one. We're going to go to that door with everything. You can see that cable over there is tight. This one doesn't have cable running along the wire. Instead, this is how it goes. So yeah, we're gonna get this door changed. We're really trying to get this silo empty before corn silage, but it's gonna be tight. And there you go, the door change is done, so the silo unloader can keep unloading. This silo, you can see a shiny blue paint over there. It got a brand new blower put in it, new band, new paddles, along with new belts. Yeah, so this silo unloader rebuilt in that department at some point. They weren't fully worn down yet. It will need new knives on the auger, but that's not a huge deal. So, yeah, there you go. There's 10 doors left in this silo to get through before I fill it with corn silage. So, definitely in quite the crunch to get it empty, but hopefully we'll get there. If not, we'll get really close, because every week we're going through 2 doors, so we'll see. But the further you go down, the more packed the haylage gets, so the less doors you go through in a week. Anyway, I'm gonna climb down now. Alright, it's the next day now. We're over here in the shop. We are gonna work on this 2350 drawbar. So, this drawbar ended up breaking on us, or not so much the drawbar as the bolts that held it in. There's 4 of them. They thread up in. They snapped off and let the drawbar fall. So we've gotten 3 of them out. One of them, it's this one here. It's that one in the tractor there, the front one. We can't get out, so we're gonna leave it. We're gonna upgrade this a little bit. We're changing the style. So we are now gonna use these 2 to help support the weight as well. So there's now going to be 5 bolts. If we could have gotten this one out, there would have been 6, but instead of 4, there's now 5. And yeah, they're all brand new. The old ones were still original from 1986, so they had a lot of hours and a lot of use on them. This tractor's 12,000 hours, so the drawbar's bent. I have a new drawbar under the bench in the shop here. And yeah, we're going to get this working in there. The only thing we do have to kind of fabricate up still is spacers, because there's cast iron spacers in there, and they were lost in this whole process of the drawbar breaking. So we have to make some of those, but that shouldn't be a big deal. We're going to get a little innovative, and we'll make it work. Alright, we got our new dash drawbar out of storage. This one's off for $27.50. That $27.50 is running a flat drawbar in there now. We kept this one because it's still a good drawbar, but now it's going to go in the $23.50. So, yeah. Always nice to have spare parts laying around. Alright, we got the drawbar fixed. So we made our own spacers. So the idea is this drawbar is supposed to have a little bit of play, but this plate is not. So we made our own spacers from the blower project. We had the nuts that came off the end of the paddles, so I put some of those in. So yeah, those hold this plate tight, and then we can crank these 2 up tight with a lock washer. So the drawbar still has some play, and this does. So we're ready to roll. That was a pretty good little project, actually. Dad helped me for a little bit, but we were round baling today, and the custom round baler needed a round bale rolled back out. He had one break on him. So yeah, here we go. This drawbar in here doesn't even look terribly bent. It's got a slight curve in it, so we're gonna keep it. Yeah, we might get it straightened out a little bit ourselves in our press, but we'll see what we do. Anyway, all done. Alright, it's a couple days later now. I figured I would show you this ag bag we got going on now. So I'm gonna pull the feed in, and I'm gonna cut it shorter. I'm gonna cut a section there out, along with kind of the bottom of the bag shorter. But when I do a good job scooping feed, I'm actually able to grab each flap, kind of like that. Bring the feed in. Now this side will be a two-handed job, but then I'll be able to get all the feed in nicely. There you go. I'll push that little mound of feed in with the bucket after. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the plastic around here shorter. It's pretty simple. There you go, I got all the plastic cut away. You can see kind of what happens when I get plastic out of hand and it starts to come down too far. I don't scoop out the sides as well. Yeah, if you're not aggressive enough with an ag bag, in my opinion, you can kind of start doing stuff you shouldn't like that. Versus a tower silo, you can kind of procrastinate changing a door. You can watch the clothespin come up on the cable, but once you have to do it, you have to do it. Versus this, you can actually go a long time. Then the feed on the sides of the bag will, you can see it starts to dry out. So yeah, not ideal. If you're really on it, go better, but if you get busy, like yesterday we were really busy and I didn't work on the ag bag, stuff like that will start to happen. So really have to watch it, but I'm gonna push all the feed up in and then I'm gonna cut this flap shorter. And there you go, all nicely pushed up. As long as it's dry, I can keep the ag bag looking like this. When we get a lot of rain, like the ag bag down there did not look like this. So yeah, the bottom layer here will get a little bit of mud in it, and then start scooping the feed up a little higher and you kind of lose the bottom 4 inches of the bag. But as long as it's dry, the ag bag can look like this. So anyway, I'm going to cut this flap here shorter and maybe cut a little bit more off there, we'll see. There you go, ag bag is all tidied up, got the plastic cut up really nice, so now we can keep feeding out of it for a couple more days till we have to cut back some more plastic. Got the plastic bagged up as well. Yeah. There you go, there's the tower silos and the ag bag. The ag bags on dirt definitely are not my forever plan. But they do work as an in-between. So yeah, in the 10-year plan, changes to feed storage would be ideal. Whether or not it'll happen like that or not, we'll have to see. But yeah, realistically, whatever I do decide someday, whether it's another tower silo, gravel or concrete for ag bags or bunker silos, it's gonna be for me, whatever mom and dad and I do. Yeah, whatever you build, really, you gotta use for 25-30 years. You can see there, that silo on the left, that one was built by my grandfather in 1975. In 2000, when my parents took over, then he stopped using it, but they kept using it. And then that tower silo on the right was built by mom and dad in 2006. So yeah, my grandfather used that tower silo for 25 years. Now my parents are using it. Next year it'll be 50 years old. And then yeah, that one on the right, like I said, 2006, so it's coming up on 20 years old. But they're both in great shape. So yeah, I don't think there really is a ideal feeding system for anybody. You do just ultimately have to pick what works for you, your operation. But for now, the ag bags on dirt do work for us as long as it's dry. When there gets to be a lot of rain, I really do wish we had some gravel or something here. But yeah, we'll have to see year by year. It's looking like this ag bag will feed out really well, as long as we don't have another 7 inches of rain in August like we did in July. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, thanks for watching.